Jai Hind all. My name is Babita. I am an assistant professor in a MCA department at Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College, Ghaziabad. So today we are going to start the new lecture series on the topic of data structure and analysis of algorithm. This is my first lecture, and this topic and subjects is derived from the MCA syllabus, or this is the first year subject. The code is a BMC 205. Right, so the more beneficial for the MCA first year students. So let's get start how we are dive into the depth of this topic. So first of all, I'm going to start the introduction part of the data structure, and after that we will discuss some analysis form of algorithms. And next we will talk about the data structure exact technical definition and the types of the data structure. But here mainly I am focusing on the non-primitive data structure, right? So what are the different kinds of non-primitive data structures? So we will discuss in the coming slides. And next we will talk about the basic principle on which each data structure is working, right? So these are the content we are going to discuss and explore in this lecture. So first of all, let's get start with the introductory part of the data structure. So basically, data structure refers to a process in which we are going to learn, we are learn from the concept how data is organized. Basically, this is the main requirements, because in today's world and today's time, we have a huge amount of data, and the problem is that these huge amount of data, and this huge amount of data which is in the vast field, we can say this is the uncontrollable movement for the users. So basically the requirement is that how we organize this particular data. So when we work on this particular scenario in this regard, we will come on the concept that is the data structure. So data structure tells us to storing or to organizing mechanism in which we are efficiently store the data, or we can say the organize the data. So here the data structure is a systematic way of organizing data, we can say storing of the data and managing data efficiently to enable easy access and modification. The main point of view to learn this particular topic and to learn about this process, we are going to make the smooth, we can say we want to do seamless accessing and seamless modification of the data. Right, and next it defines the relationship. Basically we have a data and we have some particular approaches, or you can say some techniques. So how these techniques implement that particular data, we were in a ahead process we achieve the concept of access modification efficiently. Right, so it defines the relationship between the data elements and the operations. So basically when we are organizing, storing and managing these data, definitely we perform some set of operations. So what are the different kinds of operation we are performing on that data? So it may be insertion, it may be deletion, it may be traversing, it may be searching, it may be sorting. So all these operations when we performed over the data, so basically data structure manages this particular implementation, and also called as it establishes a relationship between the data and operations. Next, in this context, we will talk about the data structure is a particular way of storing and organizing data in a computer memory. So basically here in what scenario we are talking about the data structure concept, we are talking about in the context of computer memory, because we have a limited memory, we have the limited form of memory. So basically in the limited memory we want to store the huge amount of data. So the question is how we achieve this particular concept, right? So basically, organizing data in a computer memory, it can be used efficiently. Next, data may be organized in many different ways, right? So here the ways of the data representation, it may be a logical and it may be a mathematical. So basically, what kind of representation we have doesn't matter, but ultimately we want to apply an efficient way of organizing and managing data, right? So these are all about the data structure. Next, we will talk about the types of data structure. Basically, if I'm talking about, we have a broadly classified into the two category. First one is your primitive data structure and second one is your non-primitive data structure. If I am talking about the primitive data structure, basically it related to the built-in data structure, right? Built-in data structure. So built-in data structure, that means at the time of programming, at the time of software developing, we have some system defined data types, and these data types also known as a primitive data structure. So in which we are talked about in the previous sessions, because before this lecture series we will talk about the C programming language and problem solving approaches. So basically that where we have some other type of data structure, that's also known as a primitive data structure. Basically in this lecture I am focusing only the non-primitive data structure. So what do you mean by the non-primitive data structure? If I'm here we have a two further categorization and two further division of the non-primitive data structure. First one is the linear and second one is a non-linear. So as its name implies, it's a meaning linear, that means sequential. So in if we have an approach in which we are storing data in a sequential form, or you can say in some adjacent form, so it will called as a linear data structure. Next, in the next slide, we will explore by giving some examples. And after, if I'm talking about linear, also may have the form of static or dynamic. Static, in which the space of memory, the space is already decided before using, right? And in a dynamic, at the time of execution, at the time of use, we will decide the how much space we will required, right? So this is the kind of linear data structure we will explore in term of a static and in term of a dynamic. If I am talking about the static form of the data structure, definitely we will talk about the arrays. So basically arrays is a static type of data structure. If I am talking about the linear data structure, definitely I am talking about the linked list, stack and queue. So basically these are the data structure that works on the dynamic memory allocation approach, right? If I am talking about the non-linear data structure, so basically here we have a tree and graph. Because in this form of data structure, data are stored in a non-linear form, non-sequential form. Yeah, we can say randomly wherever it find the sufficient storage, or you can say sufficient memory for storing that particular data. So these are all about the types of data structure. As I already said, this is the introductory lecture about the data structure. So definitely we will talk about all data structures we will cover in this lecture. So first of all, we will talk about the primitive data structure. As its name implies, define its meaning, it is the simplest form of the data structure that directly operate on the data stored in a memory. So basically, ultimately, when we are working on the data and we are working on a programming scenario, in a programming context, we will use that particular data structure directly. The meaning of this statement is that when we are deciding to write the code of a particular data, so basically the terms we are using as a integer, as a float, as a char, so these are nothing but it is a primitive data structures, right? So here some examples that show the form of the primitive data structure. Here we will take the example of integer, float, double, and char and boolean, right? So all these are primitives. If I am talking about the non-primitive data structure, so basically non-primitive data structure we will discuss in a term of a linear or non-linear, as I already told you, right? So here we have some examples like a array, linked list, stack, queue, and parity queue. So here the array is a static data type. Yeah, you can say static data structure, because the storage space already decided before using it, right? So this type of implementation makes sense of the static allocation, right? If I am talking about the dynamic memory allocation concept, so in this context we will talk about the linked list, stack, queue, and priority queue. Here we have a non-linear type of data structure. So in this, the data structure are not arranged in a order or sequence. So here we have the concept like hash table. As you know, in the hash table we are storing data as it's come, right? So जैसे ही हमारे पास data आ रहा है, हम उसको एक sufficient storage space में store करा रहे हैं. तो there is the no matter of the sequence, no matter of the order, and no matter of the linearity, right? And if I am talking about the tree, so tree is also the concept that show the hierarchy. Just for example, if I got a first element of the data information, I stored as find the sufficient storage. Next we will have a next element. So basically I search out the sufficient storage for that particular node or that particular data I store, right? So this form of the allocation memory known as a tree, right? So next we will talk about the in depth. So basically these are the non-primitive data structure. So let's get start with the array. As in the previous slides, if you follow my channel or you see the video lectures on the problem solving in the programming lecture series. So array is discussed in a depth, as we know that array is a homogeneous data structure. So basically the meaning of homogeneous is that the similar type of values. If I have the opportunity, I have the situation where I want to, where I have to collect, I have to store the data, but the condition is that these all the data we are storing, just for example, the condition is that the all data are similar type, right? So basically array is a homogeneous data structure. It means collect the multiple data elements of the same data type. There is no possibility of collecting different type of data, right? So it is a linear data structure. It is a static in nature, and you can say also it is a fixed size because we have to declare, we have to mention in advance before using. So here we have some type of array. There is a 1D array, that is a one-dimensional array. If I am storing the data in this particular form, so basically this is the 1D array, right? So this is a 1D array because we are storing the data in a one dimension, in a one direction. So it may be also this kind of, not necessary ki we are always storing the data in this format or in this direction. We are also storing the data in this format also. So but these particular implementation is known as a one dimensional array. So basically what is a one dimensional array? If we are storing the data by using one subscript or by using one dimensions, right? Two dimension array, we can say the multi-dimensional array in which we have a multi-dimensions. You can say you have a multi-direction to store that particular data. So here we will talk about definitely 2D array, 3D array, 4D array or up to ND array. So dimension not necessary कि it be maybe a horizontal or it may be a vertical. It may be also called as a this particular type, right? So you have a multi-dimensionals, yeah, multi-dimensions. So when we talked about the multi-dimension, definitely we are working on the multi-dimensional array, right? So these are the types of the array in which we are storing the data in a one direction, in a two direction, in a three directions, right? So this is the array. Next we will talk about the stack. So basically the stack, as we shown in the figure, array is a static in nature, but a stack is in a dynamic in nature. Basically, what is the meaning of a dynamic? We can change the storage space at the time of execution. Yeah, we want to say here, I am deciding the how much space I have to require to for this implementation at the time of execution. So stack is a linear data structure that follows the last in first out principle. So this is the basic principle on which a stack is work, right? So last in and first out, what is the meaning? Just for example, this is the form of stack. If you are seeing here, this is just like a array, but basic difference is that array is closed because we are deciding the how much space we will occupy, how much space we are taking for that particular array in a bytes. Just for example, I need to 8 bytes. So it is fixed. It is closed starting to ending. Just for example. But here one side is open. There is no closed surface because the size is dynamic. It may be a 2 byte, it may be a 8 byte, it may be a 10 byte, it may be a 100 byte. There is no fixation in advance ki the how much space we are using for that particular stack. So basically, what is the concept? Ki last in first out. So when the stack is empty, we are storing some particular elements, and just suppose the element is 10. So when this particular element comes into the data structure, it will store always at the index of 0. So basically, if I am storing is here, the first element is stored at the bottom surface of the stack, right? As we continue this process, next element is 15, we are storing is as, right? Next is, just for example, 25, we are storing is as. So basically, what is going here, the process is continue till we are deciding, till we are reach at the last element, last index of the stack, right? The maximum size of the stack. So basically, if I am taking out of a particular element, so how can we implement? Because we have only one end. For insertion and deletion, we have only one end. From this end, I can insert the value, and from this end, I can delete the value, right? So basically, first I am taking 25 out of the stack, and next I am taking 15 out of the stack. So what is going on? The last in, जो सबसे बाद में आया वो सबसे पहले निकला है, जो सबसे पहले आया वो सबसे बाद में लिखा. ठीक है, this is the principle. So this is the main principle on which a stack is work, right? So here we have some primitive operations. Just for example, insertion and deletion, I already talked about it. So insertion is refers to the push operation, and deletion is refers to the pop operation, and peek operation is related to the just for example, traversing, or you can say some accessing scenarios. If I want to access a particular element from the stack, I will call it as a peek operation, right? So is empty, that means before storing the elements into the stack, we firstly check is empty or not. स्टैक खाली भी है या नहीं है, हो सकता है स्टैक फुल हो, देन हाउ कैन बी पॉसिबल वी आर स्टोरिंग न्यू एलिमेंट, राइट? एंड इफ इज फुल, we can say when we are performing deletion operation, definitely the first responsibility of us is to check the is full because stack also may also have a no element for the deletion. So basically if stack is full, then also yeah, we can perform the deletion operation. That's all about the stack. Next we will talk about the queue. So queue is a just kind of a linear data structure. Yeah, we can say this is also the similar as a array and a structure, array and a stack, but the basic difference in the operation, yeah, we can say the principle. The basic principle of the queue is that the first in, first out. In the last topic, last point, we will discuss last in, first out. Here the concept is first in, first out. जो पहले आएगा वो पहले पाएगा. This is the concept of the queue. So queue is a linear data structure that follows the principle first in, first out. And a queue, first element added in the list, or you can say in the queue, is first one to be removed. यानी कि remove भी पहले ही होगा और insert भी पहले ही होगा. There is some basic types, there is some other type of the queue on which we are worked. First is a input restricted queue, second one is a output restricted queue. Just for example, I'm deciding, because we have a one end, right, and we will call as a rear. Just I'm deciding that this particular end is a rear end. So if I am taking I am using this particular end for insertion. So basically all the possible insertion is done with this particular end. This is the input restricted. Output restricted means if I am deciding this particular end is a front. So basically front is used for deletion. So if I am first time I am deciding this particular end is used for front, yeah, used for deletion. So all the possible elements is removed from this end only. This is the output restricted. Circular queue, the basic difference, this is the single, yeah, this is a simple queue in which we have a one end or one rear end and one front end. Rear end always used for insertion point of view, and front end is used for deletion operation, right? So these are the some key points or key information about the queue. So basically here we have some categorization of the queues: circular queue, double-ended queue, priority queue. So if I am taking the example, yeah, this is the queue. If I am talking about the circular queue, just for example, this particular end is connected further to the starting of the queue. So this make form of the circular queue. If I am talking about the double-ended queue, that means this particular queue is used for rear or front edge also, right? This is the form of double-ended queue. That means here we have a double end. Double end means this particular end is used for rear also and front also. And here if I am saying in this form, this is the front end, but not necessary in a double-ended queue. This is a front, because this end is worked as a rear and as a front also, right? So this is the form. Next, we will talk about the linked list. So linked list is the better implementation, we can say, as compared to array, stack and queue. Basically, if I am talking about the memory implementation in the data structure, we have a two approach. या तो हम go with the array implementation, या either we go with the linked list implementation. If I am talking about the static memory allocation approach, I will go with the array implementation. If I am talking about the dynamic memory allocation approach, then definitely we will go with the linked list. So basically linked list is a chain of nodes. Here the item, here the elements is not known as a data item. Here the each element, each data item refers to the node. Basically because this particular implementation is just differ in the form of array, in the form of memory representation. In the array concept, we will talk about, we have a single block of bytes, right? Here we have a multiple bytes in which we are storing, but this particular set of blocks in a contiguous form. There is no gap, there is no we can say the differentiation ki first block is exit here and second block is exist here. That is not necessary and not allowing condition, right? In a stack also implementing by using array, but this is also a single block of memory where we are storing the element of the stack, and queue is also just like this, ठीक है? And next, if I'm talking about the linked list, so basically each element, just for example 4, 5, 10, so these elements is known as a node in a linked list. So basically this node is storing in the memory in a separate position or a separate location. 5 is storing in a separate location and 10 is storing in a separate location, right? So basically this is work for the memory efficiency, yeah, better utilization of the memory. In the case of array, in the case of stack, in the case of memory, we are wasting some storage space indirectly, right? Not intentionally, but unintentionally we are wasting the memory space. But these concepts provide the better utilization of the memory space. So this is a list, yeah, this is a chain of nodes in which we have two components here, two parts. First one is a data that contains the value, and second one is a pointer that is behave as a address of the another variable, yeah, another item, another node. So basically here we have two main components. First one is your data part, and second one is your address part. Data part always contain the value, exact value of the element, yeah, of the node, and the pointer, yeah, address part contains the address of the another node, right? Just for example, this particular data is stored at this particular address, just for example 100, and this is stored for 204, and this is stored for 308. So basically how we are collecting, how we are storing sequentially, indirectly we are storing sequentially because we are talking about the linear data structure. So basically how these are connecting with each other. So this pointer helps to connect all the nodes which are storing in the linked list. So this particular node is connect from this node, and this particular node is connecting this node, right? So these the pointers, and last node of the linked list always contain a null pointer that not represent any address of the further sequence, right? So basically linked list, linked list elements are not stored in a contiguous memory locations. It is randomly stored where it finds the sufficient storage space for that particular data items. So basically here we have some basic terminology. Just for example, head, node, data and next pointer. So basically I am just telling about the node. What is the node? Node is nothing but it is a combination of two parts, that is a data part and address part, right? Data part always tells about the value, what is the value we are storing in this particular part, and address part is always tells about the address of the another. Next pointer is used for this point of view. And head node, what is the head node? Head node, that is the actual implementation of a linked list. हमने ये तो समझ लिया है कि this element is connecting to this element and this element is connecting to this element. The question is that the address of the first element of the linked list, where we are finding it, हमें ये कहाँ से मिलेगा कि हमारे पहले एलिमेंट का एड्रेस कहाँ से होगा, या this particular, क्योंकि because the address of this node we are finding in this node. the next address of the node we are finding in this node, but the address of the first node of the linked list, where we will find it? So basically this is contained in the head node. So head node is the particular superior, you can say as a parent node, which is always contain the address of the first element of the linked list. So basically here we have some other types of the linked list, in which we are taking we are talking about the singly linked list, doubly linked list, circular linked list, and we have some basic operations, or you can say some primitive operations, in which we are talking about the insertion, deletion, searching and traversing. So these are some approaches on which we are talking in the next videos and in depth one by one. And here we have some common operation, you can say, or you can say some primitive operations over the linear or non-linear data structure. So add element, but the terminology difference depending on the data structure. Just for example, in array we are simply called as a insertion and deletion, but in the case of a stack we are calling as a push and pop. In the case of queue, we are calling as a NQ operation and DQ operation. NQ operation is refers to the insertion element into the queue, and deletion, DQ operation is refers to the deletion point of view, right? And traversing is common when we are accessing one by one of the each element of the data structure, right? And short I'm saying has we are storing the all values in a order. It may be a alpha ascending order, it may be a descending order. This form of the implementation, this form of the sequencing is known as a sorting. Searching is refers to a process in which we are finding a particular element into the array, into the particular data structure. Just for example, in a data structure, it may be a array, it may be a stack, it may be a queue, it may be a linked list. We have 100 elements, and now we want to search a particular element. So basically I'm going to traverse one by one of each element of that particular data structure, and when we find the exactly we will display it. So basically these are some common operations which are implement on the data structure. Next we will talk about the non-linear data structure. So basically non-linear data structure where data are not stored in the sequential or linear form. Instead of it organized in a hierarchical or network based structures, right? It is a more complex relationship between the elements. So there is a example as we known as a web browser. Web browser is a web browser is a refers to the form of the non-linear data structure, because when when surfing the net, we are jumping from one website to another website. We can say one page to another page. So this is implementation of the non-linear data structure. So in the context of the non-linear data structure, we are talking about the tree and graph. And this particular concept we will explore in the depth on the coming videos, right? So this is all about the basic introductory part of the data structures. Thank you.